So good morning, thanks for tuning in. This is the local for OGP. We're back in Ocala for the first round of the spring summer series. And when you pull up to a track and see this setup right here, that's pretty sick. I love it. I freaking love it. So there's no excuses not to come out here and race. None. If you want to race, you'll figure it out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thanks for all the support, and catch you guys on track. So here we are for practice. It was a chilly morning, and you know when it's chilly, the track is kind of slick. So here goes Heath going to turn one and decides to spin out. I'm glad nothing was torn up too bad. Good for him. When I go out to practice, I either want to be in the very, very back or in the very, very front. So I just wanted to get out front, get going. I saw Gabe up ahead. I want to get to his back bumper, and I felt Dan behind me as well. So I either wanted to get near Gabe to see if I can work with him, or get away from Dan so he doesn't know what gear or anything I'm running, because definitely he is one of the toughest competitions. And Gabe was actually super fast once he got going. His kart took a little longer to get going than mine, so I get by him here. I felt Dan in my back bumper the whole time, so I let him by. And really, I only got behind him just because I want to know what gear he was on. Down the straightaway, you could kind of gauge who has a little bit more top end and bottom end. So I was just gauging where he was at. But he found out my trick, and coming up here right before we get on the front stretch, he lets me by. So dang on him. Here on the qualifying, for senior heavy, I did not record masters qualifying, but for senior heavy we got a good lap in. I was here, did not expect to catch up to Heath so quickly on this lap, so I didn't want to lose my momentum, because I was hoping that he could keep it really clean and quick in the infield, and I could take his draft going to the front to the start finish line. So that was the goal. You know, get as close as I could to Heath without messing his lap or my lap. I got such a good run at a tree turn, I decided to duck it on the inside. Didn't take the best line going through the showcase, but thanks to him, he gave me a bump on the way out, which I was able to take over P1 in both classes. We're all here eating. Thanks to the OGP. Thanks to George from OGP putting this together. Thanks for the catering services that did this. He does this for the first race of the series and the final race of the series. Food takes care of you. Excellent track workers, excellent facility. You guys know, I mean, I've said it a million times. These guys, second to none. I come here, I love this track. Love it. Love these guys too.
Everybody, now give it up for George.
And that's George. So on to the race of the pre-final for senior heavy. On the pole, split start, senior medium took off in front of us. The biggest key here was just to get a good start, which I did, get clear of the pack, and my kart was coming in quick. By lap 2, the car was already knocking off quick lap times, and after that it just settled in. I came up to the medium back half pretty quickly, so I was just trying to get through as quickly as possible without getting tangled up into them or not. Kaylin and Dan were still behind me, not too far behind me at all, so I didn't want to get held up too much with the senior medium class, which really the moment they saw my bumper, they would just let me through, to be honest. They played it very clean and safe, and I greatly appreciate them for that. Did not expect to catch them this quickly. I was making moves as quickly as possible and just sending the car in. I didn't want to get stuck behind anybody at all, because I knew the two guys behind me were quick, and my whole goal was just to jump out and try to stay away as much as I could. I was actually getting pretty lucky where I was catching the slower traffic. I'll get a good run down the straightaway and be able to pull out. They would look over, see me, let me by. This was the only hairy part, is right when I got behind Hugo and Shelby. I was just hoping they wouldn't run into me. Hugo saw me, let me by, and then Shelby's, I caught her in a difficult location. She didn't get a good exit to the bus stop. I knew I was coming up quick in the hairpin, and then you guys know my favorite passing zone is right here in this hairpin, so I go down on the inside and just take it. I was still pushing as hard as I could. I didn't know how close Kaylin was and Dan, so I pushed the whole way to the end, and lucky enough I was able to come away with the win. Made it very interesting with the lap traffic, that was for sure. So good run, P1, and on to the Masters. Here we go for the Masters pre-final and green flag, and here we go. We get a really good push from behind. I think it was Danny Roberts that was behind me. He gave me a massive shove forward. And like I said earlier, my car was coming in real quick, real fast. On the out lap, I always go full out, all out. I don't do the swerving back and forth to warm up the tires. I try to see my grip level, what it is from the very beginning. And from there, I can gauge how hard I can push on the first couple laps. That way I can get a good understanding of how the cart's handling. Everything's going well. We had just passed the halfway mark, and then a red flag came out. Luckily, nobody was seriously injured, and we were able to get the cart restarted again. So we get lined up and restarted. Restart was single file line. Danny was behind me, gave me a massive shove again. I knew this time it was going to be a lot more difficult. He was right on my tail. I could feel him breathing down my neck. Went to the first hairpin. I didn't get that good of a drive out, and then I opened the door and he took it. He got by me, and then I was thinking to myself, where could I possibly make the pass? I got a really good run out of the tree turn, and I usually just duck it on the inside, but he decided to stay on the inside hard. So I was thinking to myself, let's try the outside. He got a little loose, opened the door to the outside, and I was able to take down the straightaway. After that, push, was able to get away and ended up P1 again.
Okay, so pre-finals are done. We're not editing, we're just redoing it. Pre-finals are done. Miguel ended up winning his senior medium. Good race against Chris. I don't want to say his last name because I'll screw it up. I'll say Carell. I screwed it up. Don't worry about it, man. I'm sorry. I apologize. Very good race, though. And then I ended up winning senior heavy. And I went out for Masters. A whole bunch of accidents. And ended up winning Masters as well.
We're doing a video!
And that's Gabe, White Knuckle Racing, just sending it on his lug nuts.
That wheel is not coming off.
No.
It's planted in there.
No, it's never coming off, Evan.
Yeah.
It's alright, it's Gabe. Follow White Knuckle Racing though. Subscribe at the link below. Like in the description area.
Get on Ocala for my interview. I interviewed before Horny. I did tell Tony, I'm like, Tony, you know, he's gonna be very upset. The mouth of the South is come out real quick.
It's alright, whatever. I'll remember that, Tony. So we'll check in after the finals. Hopefully all goes well. Hopefully Miguel can wrap it up and take the win. I'm hoping I can run well and take the win in my classes. It's racing. We'll never know what can happen.
On to the senior heavy race, and let me tell you, these finals was a dogfight. Kaylin got a really good jump on the outside. Pete was on my outside as well. Did not get going as clean as I wanted to. Pete got a really good run coming out of that last corner. He was able to take me into a first hairpin. And from here, I thought to myself, well, let me help Pete back up to Kaylin, because I don't want Kaylin to get away from us. The corner before, I saw Dan's nose, and I was like, this is my time to make the move. I had been pushing Pete for a couple turns, so I was going to take it on the inside of the showcase if he left the door open, which he did. But then I go and screw up the showcase and bounce off the inside corner. I thought Dan was close enough to give me a push, but he was not. So I was a sitting duck on the outside. Dan was able to get by me, so I go from third to fourth instead of from third to second. So that did not work out. So I thought to myself, all right, now let me follow Dan. Dan's really fast, so I follow him by Pete, and I look forward, and I'm like, wow, Kaylin is freaking gone. So I said I have to work with Dan. I have to push him to try to chase down Kalen because he did get a pretty good gap. And when we finally arrived, I said, now the show is about to begin. I've been pushing Dan. Just a couple laps prior, he had been throwing like a small block. I think he was worried about me passing him, but really I was just gonna push him until we got by Kalen, and then I was gonna worry about if I could get by Dan. But first it was catching Kalen. When we finally did, I got by Kalen, and I thought to myself, do I make the move as fast as I can, or do I wait and just try to push Dan away? So I went with the second option and just sit and wait and push Dan away. I just started pushing him as much as I could, and then I saw the 2 to go. So it came down to the time. Passing Dan was not going to be easy task at all, because 1, he's really, really good, and 2, his normal line is usually where I try and make most of my passes. So going to the first hairpin, he got a really good drive out, and this line is his normal line, and this is where I usually make the passes. So I thought to myself, do I take him on the tree turn or going inside the showcase? Because I've been giving him a little bump, and every time he bumped, he would shoot to the outside. So I thought to myself, let me give him a bump, let him fake him out, hopefully shoots to the outside, which he did, open the door, and I took the inside. It worked out great. From here on out, I thought to myself, block down low. Then I started thinking, where is he going to try to make the pass? Most likely going into the tree turn, or that hairpin that I like to make the passes. So I was going to have to throw a block. Here, I did mess up the turn, but he wasn't close enough to take it on the inside. I decided to block this hairpin and kill some of my exit speed, but as well as he didn't get a good drive out as well. I looked back, checked, I saw him that I had a gap, so I took the normal tree turn line. I looked again, and I saw I had a little bit more gap, so I took the normal showcase line. I was able to hold him off for a win. I was extremely pumped and excited because I just beat 2 really hard competitors. So getting ready for Master Finals, and after Senior Heavy Finals, we went to Tech, and they checked the spark plug, and we forgot to tighten the spark plug down, so we screwed it on finger tight, plugged it in, and hope for the best. Thank you to Ruben Sr. It was just loose. It wasn't even in. I was like, oh my god, this cannot be happening. Went for the Master Finals. We took off. Immediately, I felt like the kart was underpowered. I was freaking out, and I was just hoping I could just get away. I did not know what was going to happen behind us. Luckily, everything worked fine in the end. The spark plug stayed in. Had a really good run. Reason why is because we were on different pit strategies for my competitors. So overall, a great weekend, great run. I did not do many changes, which was extremely rare, due to the fact that thank you to PKT Karting. They gave me a whole bunch of advice on this new 40mm axle setup that I'm on, and all the advice they gave me worked out. Thanks to Chad Dawkins as well for working on the kart, making me fast. Overall, great weekend, good run, and it felt great to be able to run out front again. Thanks to everybody. Catch you next time.
All right, we are in the books. We're all saying goodbye to each other. Miguel ended up P2 in the finals.
P2, but it was a good race.
It was a good race. Chris Carroll, top-notch race it out. He caught Miguel off guard. Miguel didn't think he was close enough. He just sent it in.
I didn't think he was going to in those hairpins.
Yeah. I was able to take P2 in both classes. I had to have help from Dan Pinkston in the Senior Heavy. We had to run Clayton down. Gabe did not have the best day. Rocco had a top 3 in KA, right? Yep. And first in LO206 Junior. So he did an amazing job. Hugo P4, 5, P5. Everybody did a great job this weekend. I'm sure they have it. Ecstatic. Thanks OGP. Thank you TB Kart USA. Thanks everybody. We will catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for likes, and thanks for everything you do. And
next time, interview in Ocala.
Next time, this
Oh, yeah.
will be gone.
Well, Prashad didn't show up today.
He's
and
sick, Miguel.
He's not sick. He's faking it, man. He lives such a healthy lifestyle and he's always sick. I don't.
Could have cut his hair today.
We could have.
Could have cut the hair.
All
Tell
right.
Prashad the stakes are up.
We can.
Still can't. We have the scissors.
Here.
Next time Miguel gets haircut.
Yeah.
All right. Take it easy, guys.
Prashad,